Hey Geminis, thank you for joining me during this reading, this divination. I am going to try to, and when I say try, I'm using that word very strongly, okay? I've been dealing with and realizing a couple things. I'll get into that in another post. But anyway, I'm going to try to follow this weekly divination thing so that I have more of a schedule for myself and a schedule for you guys so you know when to look out for me. Yeah? I've tried this before. We're going to try it again. I'm keep trying till I get it down. Okay? So this divination is for Geminis and Gemini cusps. And gender does not matter, so don't worry. Sit back and relax. Enjoy this divination with me tonight, okay? So, as you see, I have pulled 2 cards already. That is because I tried previously to record and I did not want to put the cards back. So, that being said, this first card that came out is the High Priestess, which is interpreted as Marie Laveau with this deck. And as I always say when using this deck in my divinations, when using this deck, I do refer to the guidebook, this deck specifically, in case you haven't, watched my divinations before. So just bear with me on that because I do have to go to it. So, but with this card in particular, Marie Laveau, I had already referred to the book on this one, and there wasn't anything in the book in particular that stood out. But other than the essence of Marie Laveau and then the traditional meaning of the High Priestess, which is mysteries and your intuition. So there may be something that you're receiving intuitively. Maybe you're receiving signs through your dreams, through conversations with people, through epiphanies that you may have, realizations that you may have, just like I have, right? That is awakening you to things that maybe you never imagined yourself venturing off into, perspectives that you never thought you'd have, just making you see things that you didn't see before. The essence of this card is also about truth. So then the next one we have is the Hermit. That's the number 9. The High Priestess is the number 2, which is about balance, duality, masculine, feminine. Relationships as well, sorry. And connections. That's another thing. Another thing about this is connections. So what connections have you been making, Gemini? Or this week coming, you will be making connections through conversations that you have with people. So put yourself out there. Don't shelter yourself, but at the same time, we have the Hermit energy here. Protect your energy. Be mindful of who you share your energy with and who is sharing their energy with you. Do you want that energy? Do you want the mindset that this person may carry, or the environment that you might be in, or the environment that you used to put yourself in, or the environment that you've been putting yourself in that you intuitively know is not for you or your highest good? So let's see what else. Oh, I did want to refer to the book on that one. I did have the page already open. So the main thing that stood out to me was the first line here, coucher, which some of these are in French. Obviously, I don't know French. That's not one of my languages yet. Okay, yet. So don't beat me up. So coucher is the ritual seclusion undergone by prospective initiates before the mysteries are revealed, not answered or explained. And I'm emphasizing this last part that's in parentheses for a reason, because, and this is myself included, a lot of us get caught up with, when we make these connections, maybe we still don't have the answer that we think we want, or that we want, ultimately, the answer that we want. It's like, okay, I can understand this and this happening, but still, maybe, why did it have to happen this way? Maybe you're still unable to see that why. That is not for you to obsess over, because you will waste time obsessing over that. You'll keep yourself stuck. And that's just an example. And that can be referred to anything that you may find yourself getting obsessed with or stuck on. So what is your focus stuck on right now? If that's the case for you. Let's see if there's anything else. A lot of you may also be experiencing spiritual awakenings, because that's another energy of this card, is retreating from daily life, or maybe retreating from the way you usually do things. Maybe it's not even exactly a routine. Just like I was talking about earlier in this reading, I told you guys that I was going to try to put myself on a schedule with these divinations, so you guys know when to look out for me. Of course, unless life things happen, overall staying consistent with a schedule. Because for me personally, with ADHD, I benefit more when I'm on a schedule. Now, I don't take medication. I don't have health insurance. So it does take me doing daily practices to at least get myself not to drift off as often, or to get stuck on a thought that comes to me, to get obsessed on a thought that comes to me, or have myself spiraling into an anxious tornado, and then eventually into depression, because I became obsessed with a certain thought or feeling, which turned into me pulling other negative things out, So let's see what else comes through here. So far, it looks like this coming week is going to consist of connections that you make with people, conversations that you have with people, and connections through those conversations, relationships that you may establish, and then the time that you spend in your own space, your own energy, to maybe mull over everything. You make more connections, which ultimately is helping you to evolve and grow more within yourself, and ultimately within your purpose as well. And all of us want to know what our divine purpose is, if we don't already. Let's see what else for this coming week for Gemini and Gemini Cusp. What is this? I usually won't take too many, but I guess I'll take these two because of the way they flipped out. So far you have all major arcana. So this coming week, and it doesn't even just have to be this week, because the fact that they're all major arcana energy tells me that this is something that you could be going through for a while, because it's a process. Like, this is something that is probably going to involve a process of some sort. But connections is a big thing. This is the Hanged Man. But I do want to refer to the book on this one before I mention the traditional meaning of the Hanged Man. All right. So here it is. Sacrifice. Immediately whenever I said sacrifice, it made me feel like, although connections is going to be a big theme this coming week, connections on many levels, I feel like because you may be making certain connections, a lot of disconnections may come as well. So it'll feel like you're sacrificing maybe certain people or certain habits that seemed normal to you before, but through the connection you realize they're not for you, they're not meant for you, they're not serving you or your highest good. it'll feel like a sacrifice, although it's something that you letting that thing go or that person go, that situation go, is ultimately for your highest good. But let's see what else comes through. Okay. So this one line, I read this entire paragraph here because I also wanted to kind of translate it for you guys. But one line in particular, this to sacrifice is to literally sanctify, to make sacred. So like I was mentioning just now, a lot of the things that you may be sacrificing or people that you may be sacrificing, which may be painful for you because they're connections that you became adjusted to. And now with you entering into a new cycle in your journey, in your life, and making certain realizations and connections, people and habits and perspectives are falling away. And it can seem scary. It's new. It's almost foreign, but you know that it's right for you. And I feel like through this process, you are being made sacred. So it's like a cleansing. I get a cleansing energy with this zombie. Now, the traditional meaning of the Hanged Man card is like a pause or a change in perspective or perception. So that does go along with what I was saying before. So another thing is because they're major arcana, I feel like they're going to be significant experiences that you have that are going to cause these this progression. I'm going to call it a progression, although, like I said, it may seem scary to you. We have the Emperor card, that's masculine energy. So with this masculine energy, I feel like this is you taking charge of your life. You demanding what it is you know you deserve from yourself first, from yourself. That is one of the biggest things. A lot of us, I'm going to pause on what I was about to say. A lot of us don't realize how important it is for us to give ourselves what we want from the people in our relationships. You want someone to be honest with you. Are you honest with yourself? Are you very honest with yourself? You want someone to love you unconditionally, no matter what position you are in your life. Are you that compassionate with yourself? Or do you judge yourself harshly? Do you call yourself a failure? Do you beat yourself up before anyone else can so that you don't have to bear the pain from that, even though it still affects you somewhat, if not majorly? So we can't ask from other people what we don't even give ourselves. That is what love yourself first means. That means in every way, in whatever condition that you're in, love yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Be patient with yourself. And respect and honor yourself. I say this all the time. Self-respect isn't about the clothes you wear, the way your hair is sitting. Self-respect and honoring yourself is about knowing what your truth is, discovering what your truth is, who you truly are in your most raw form, and honoring that, walking in your truth, no matter what judgments may come your way, from whom those judgments may come, and you continue to walk in your truth. Okay? So you're going to be making a lot of connections this coming week and probably for a little while. Let's see what else may come through here? Is there anything else? This deck. Gemini, Cusp to know. I'm not for sure though. I'm still learning about astrology and I'm very, very, very baby beginner. So again, don't shout at me. But I think the High Priestess may also have to do with Gemini energy. But again, don't quote me on that. I am not entirely sure and could be way off. Let's look at the last shuffle. All right. What is this? So this is the 3 of air. I don't know why that's not focusing nicely. I don't know. Sorry. But the 3 of air. Okay. Traditionally 3 of air has to do with pain, depression, sadness, a heaviness, a heavy energy. Let's see what this is about. So like it says here, sorrow of a deep and brooding nature, the joy and gaiety that attends the release from this sorrow. So again, yeah, see, the primary attribute of this card is a deep introspection that focuses upon the night side of the soul. So whenever some of you hear about people saying, oh, I'm going through a dark night of the soul, or I'm doing shadow work, that is the aspect of this card, the primary aspect of this card. But again, this is also about a deep sorrow. So maybe you guys are feeling sorrowful now. And I'm going to be frank with you, maybe through a lot of the disconnections, initially you are going to feel that more sorrow because you feel like everything's falling apart. You feel like you're losing out on people. You feel like you're missing out, but you're not. You are actually gaining from these disconnections. That includes that includes a disconnection from the old perspectives, old perceptions that you may have, whether it be perceptions that you have towards yourself, towards other people. You need to broaden your scope when it comes to these things. Don't be closed-minded. Be very open-minded when it comes to release and what it looks like. It is not linear. There's no one way that healing, letting go, growth, there's no one way that it looks like, no matter what. And I say this a lot of times when there are painful things that you need to heal through, you'll go through a process, right? And you'll think you're great. You may think you're really good, but the second you talk about it, you're angry all over again, or you're hurt all over again. You're right back in that place. So I tell people sometimes when it comes to just one situation that you heal from, you're healing multiple times. So it's a process. You're healing multiple times throughout that process, as long as you continue to move forward and trust that process and trust that is not what it's always going to be like. That is not what is always going to be like. You are not always going to experience pain. That doesn't mean there won't be pain in life, but pain won't seem like the main character in your life. Okay, pain won't always seem like it's a main character or a main ingredient in your life. I'm going to pull a couple more cards from here. But you do have to participate in this change, okay? Changing your perspective changes your world. Don't take that statement lightly. Changing your perspective changes your world. And I just made that up now. So I claim that. All right, so the first card we have here is the Gentle, a soft approach. I'm only going to read the words that highlight to me as far as you're reading Geminis and Gemini cusps. A soft approach, faith, moderation, understanding, nonviolence. This is the energy that you need to have towards yourself, like I was mentioning before. What else? Sisters, what else? Let me go ahead and pull them so that I don't take too much time. A lot. Okay. So next one we have is peace, harmony, balance, perfection, a sense of well-being, favorable conditions, expansion. And I want to go ahead and talk about expansion first before anything. And the number 11 for some reason stood out to me and made me think of the High Priestess, although it's the number 2. In Roman numerals, the 1 and 1 caught me. So with that being said, I'm going to say you're going to find peace through accepting the truth. That's that message. And then expansion. Conditions will seem and become more favorable for you through you choosing to move forward in this process, choosing to allow yourself to heal, choosing to allow perspectives and perceptions and relationships fall away if and when they need to, not fighting that process and going with the flow. And choosing yourself first. Next one we have retreat. Okay, see. The number 33, a timely departure, letting go, re-evaluation, withdraw. Don't hesitate to walk away. Retirement, so all of them. And if you guys have been seeing the number 33, take that into consideration as well. But taking a step back from daily life, looking at situations objectively rather than subjectively, not making yourself the subject, even if you did go through something. Take a step back from what happened so that you're able to see the situation clearly. Because when you put yourself in the middle of it, you're able to feel and acknowledge the emotions that you got from it. But the only way you're able to soundly and clearly express those emotions to yourself, to where you're able to analyze them, is to take a step back and look at that situation from a third person point of view and analyze it that way. No. The next one we have oppression. So feeling restricted, feeling exhausted, depression, depleted resources, feeling cut off, punishment, confinement. So this might be an energy that you guys are in, because we did get that here with the Guida, the 3 of air. So both of these share the same energy. The biggest one with this one is depression and confinement. So restriction as well then. A lot of you guys might feel stuck in a cycle of depression, or you feel stuck in the sort of cycles that you feel always put you in a depression, you know. It's like, if I weren't going through this all the time, then I wouldn't be depressed. And while outer influences do have an influence and an effect on us, and those need to be acknowledged, we can't always put complete responsibility on what happened. We're meant to acknowledge it, but we're not meant to obsess over it, which is what I was mentioning earlier in that reading. Becoming obsessed. See, and this is the next card, but obsessed in this stuck energy, this energy of I'm stuck. And I get it, okay? I currently understand, you know. You may get up and then you're right back down a lot of the time, right? So there's a reason for it. And a lot of times it's either something we're overlooking, or sometimes that's just the cycle that we're meant to be in that moment, but you will get out of it, okay? You will get out of it as long as you continue to put in effort and have faith that your effort is not in vain, no matter how long it takes. All right, not focusing on the time that it takes. So a similarity between here I'm seeing is restriction and alienation. So again, some of you guys may feel left behind or left out in some instance or case, or maybe just overall. But again, there's a need to take a look at the self. And a reason for this standstill I'm seeing here, because I'm seeing the similarity here. A reason for this standstill, and since these both came out with each other, and then 11 and 12, which indicates progress to me, progression. Take this standstill as a time to find your footing. Find balance, find harmony, and find peace with where you are right now. Okay? With where you are right now. Accept you, where you are right now. Acknowledge where you may need work or help. All right? And then we have this solid black here, which I see as solidarity. But the main keywords that stand out to me here are patient, intuitive, earthy, which is about being grounded. And those are the main ones that stand out as far as the keywords on this card. Patient, supportive, patient, intuitive, and earthy. So, and again, black makes me think of black obsidian, which is about grounded. It's about protection, grounding, protection. Again, I see the color black as solidarity, being solid. And that brings us back to this balance, finding that balance. So you're not stuck. And again, pay attention to your environments, your mindsets, what thoughts are in your mind majority of the time. Acknowledge that. Get a notepad, a journal, and start writing things down. I'm not even making a suggestion anymore. I feel like everyone needs a notepad to write things down. Make things clear for yourself. And be gentle. Be gentle with yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and close this reading here. I really hope it resonated with you, Geminis. If you have any questions about booking a personal reading with me, let me know either through email, which I'll have down in the description box, or through any one of my social media accounts, direct messaging. Once again, thank you guys so much for joining me. I love you, and have a beautiful rest of the day, afternoon, night, depending on wherever you are at in the world. Shout out to India. I see you guys. Wow, how can I stop this?